Moving on from question 7 in logical reasoning drill set number 6, we see question 8. And as always, we've got a highlight tool ready to go to identify and mark what our specific question task is. Number 8's stem reads, which one of the following, if true, most fully explains the decline and subsequent return of the attentiveness described above? So we're going to highlight explains the decline and subsequent return of the attentiveness described. I really don't know what that means until I read the paragraph, but it should strike me as kind of a paradox style structure. We're being asked to explain why one thing happens and then a seemingly somewhat alternative thing happens subsequently. So now we're going to go to the prompt on the left-hand side with that highlight tool still ready to go. And we might consider highlighting the two pieces that we're supposed to explain in different colors, if that might help. So we've got the statement to start. Experiments have found that 8-month-old babies keenly notice differences between very similar speech sounds. Okay. This attentiveness declines markedly at about 1 year of age and then partly returns by around 3 years of age. Okay. So this attentiveness is that 8-month-old babies keenly notice differences between very similar speech sounds, and this declines markedly at about 1 year of age. And then we'll just switch to a different color and say it partly returns by around 3 years of age. Thank you for watching this explanation video of logical reasoning drill set number 6 over lawhub.lsac.org. If you enjoy the tips it contains, please consider liking the video and subscribing to MyGuru's channel to be alerted when new explanation videos are released by MyGuru. Also, check out the description below because within it you'll find links to additional resources from MyGuru and additional full prep test sets of video explanations. In the meantime, let's get back to this video explanation. So, starting with choice A, 8-month-old babies must be able to discern subtle differences between very similar speech sounds in order to begin to learn how to speak a language correctly. Okay, that addresses one part of it, while older babies need to be more attentive to subtle differences in meaning. Maybe you might be thinking, okay, well, this is a difference between around that 8 months versus a later age of 3 years. So let's hold on to choice A realistically right now. Then choice B, there are a number of phenomena other than speech sounds that 1-year-olds are less attentive to than either 8-month-old babies or 3-year-olds are. Well, phenomena other than speech sounds. I'd need a whole lot of additional information to relate this to the circumstance, so we should be able to eliminate B for that reason almost immediately. We'll scroll down here just to frame up the remaining answer choices. Next, choice C. Some studies have shown that 8-month-old babies are more able to notice subtle differences between very similar speech sounds than are many adults. Adults? Well, we're talking about babies around 1 year of age versus 3 years of age. So adults, we'd need a ton of extra information to relate them to these ages of toddlers. So C should be eliminated almost immediately for that incorrect variable. Then choice D, the age at which a young child is most attentive to differences in speech sounds. Okay, that's absolutely the thing at issue. Varies from child to child, with some most attentive at 6 months and some most attentive at 30 months. Okay, so it varies from child to child. Does that mean that it declines markedly? That it returns? I have, again, a whole lot of additional ambiguous statements that kind of are derived from choice D. So we should be able to eliminate it as, again, needing additional information and therefore does not on its own explain that decline and subsequent return of the attentiveness as described. And then lastly, we've got choice E, acquisition of knowledge of word meanings, which is hindered by intense focus on subtle difference among speech sounds. Okay, so differences among speech sounds naturally begins to occur at about 1 year. Okay, 1 year is exactly the time frame we wanted, and diminishes dramatically about 24 months later. Well, that would absolutely be 3 years of age, so E really does hit exactly what we wanted. Now, at this point, you're probably going to select E, but just for the purposes of this video, let's go to choice A. And we can see that it does talk about 8-month-old babies, but it then says older babies. Okay, what is an older baby? Is that like, 18 months, 24 months? That would be 2 years or less. This is still actually vague. So you can see how we could eliminate A, although we might leave it open on the first pass to more expeditiously work through this problem. But of course, the correct answer was E.